Good evening, good evening, good evening. Come on in here and share, share, share. Come on in and share. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening, Deacon Holmes. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right, we're ready to go here. Well, welcome to Build Your Best Life with Coach Deborah D. Smith. You know, I believe it is better to train early rather than to fix later. And my theme for 2022 is all about actions. You see your words, your gestures, your posture, your facial expressions, your voice tone, what you write, and even the movement of your eyes all speak volumes and are your actions. What your actions say to others is crucial. So make sure before you act or react that you think, because we are judged by our actions. Good evening, Linda. Thank you so much for tuning in. Glad to see you. Hello, Dan. Hello, Peggy. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Now, my theme for March, and this is the last day, family, friends, and foes. Family, friends, and foes. So, you know, I've been talking all month about how essential different relationships are to us. Of course, we cannot pick our friends, our families, but they are all a part of us. Sometimes you may have to step back from family members, but we don't get to choose them. Our friends, we do have an opportunity to choose our friends. So we need to make sure that we don't go by their personalities of the outside, but we go by their character, what is inside them. And then our foes, we never know when they're going to show up, how they're going to show up, or what they're going to do. But we have to love them just the same. We have to pray for them just the same. And who knows, one day that foe may become a friend. Well, today my topic is kings. Kings. Now, we all know what a king is, but a king is a supreme ruler over a territory. Where I am going with this today, however, is a king, because a king can be over a territory. That means that they're over those people as well. So our fathers are supposed to be what? And I use that word supposed to be over their sons. And so I want fathers to step up, to be kings over your sons, your princes. You should be responsible for training them up in the way that they should go. Show them how to be respectful, trustworthy, and dependable. Teach them life principles and biblical principles. Yes, kings, your sons need you. Hi, Amanda. Thank you for tuning in. So today I am using king to represent our fathers again, who is built to raise a son. God was very instrumental in how he built moms and dads. Well, fathers are responsible for building that son successfully. But a father has to have the right makeup, right? So that means that that father has to be honest, trustworthy, ethical, dependable, follow basic principles, follow biblical principles, is a great listener, and knows how to conduct those crucial conversations. Listening has come to be one of the most vital skills that a person can have, because it is important now today, because generations as each generation comes into being, they have different attributes. And so what we did or how we reacted to authority, the younger generations, our millennials and our Generation Y, they don't react in the same way. They react by what they see. And it is important that you, as a parent, grandparent, mentor, coach, youth leader, you are listening not only to what they are saying, but what they are not saying. You need to listen for changes in them as well. Those sometimes our young people will send us red flags, and if we are too busy in this microwave world, we may miss them. So it is important to listen. Now, the father is a man who is responsible, first of all, for life being entered into this world. Right? Moms can't do it by themselves. We live in a cold, cruel, socially disruptive world. And so our fathers or our men need to think about what they're doing when they bring life into this world and be prepared to do what they need to do as a father. Therefore, one will hope first and foremost that the father is married to the mom. However, if the man is not, that does not negate his responsibility. Life is life. People do different things at different times. So the father meets the criteria above, and that's when I was talking about being trustworthy, honest, dependable. He needs to meet all those criterias, and then he is able to craft his prince. Help that prince find that their purpose and their skills to build their best lives. Each and every one of our princes have purpose and they have skills. But if they don't have guidance or someone to teach them simple, basic principles, they get lost in the world. Those are the young men that you see in the corner. Those are the young men that you see doing the drive-bys. No, I'm not saying that the kid that was raised up in the church won't do some of those things as well. However, those that have fathers that are not only present but are engaged have a better chance of not being on that corner, not selling those drugs, not being involved in those drive-bys. So we need our kings. We need you, men. We need you to step up. Good evening, Agnes. Thank you for tuning in. Glad to have you. Now, father or king is not defined as the man who lives with someone's mom. That's not what a king is. So the king can be a husband, he can be a significant other, he can be a friend, he can even be an enemy, it can be chance. It has nothing to do with mom. Mothers and fathers are two different entities. So, fathers, I'm not sure why some kings, but I wouldn't say that you are being a king. So I'll say some men think that it's okay to have a child or bring a child into this world, but you don't have to have anything to do with them after that. You are responsible. You don't have to have a relationship with a mom. That has nothing to do with you being a dad, a father. So it doesn't matter if you live across town, you live in another city, another state, or another country. You should still be in their lives. It doesn't matter if you make $15 an hour, $1,500 a week, or $1.5 million a year. You still need to be engaged. It doesn't matter if you are a mechanic, an investment banker, a CEO, an author, or a wannabe rapper. You are still responsible and need to step up as a king. It doesn't matter if you have a new family, things happen, life happens. It's okay to get a divorce and get another family if that's what you choose to do. You can have another baby mama. You can have a child on the side, but you still are the father and responsible for that original son. He's your prince. You should treat him as such. He needs you in this cruel world we have. So you still bear the responsibility as king for the prince that you helped produce. Therefore, it is imperative for our prince's sakes that you find courage, get your act together, don't make any excuses. Just be the man that you're supposed to be and teach your sons in the way that they should go. You know, excuse me. When I was in school, it was a totally different world. So not only did we have our parents that would teach us basic principles, but we had neighbors that looked out for us and would teach us things and we would listen. Also in school, they taught us basic principles, life principles. They don't teach that in school anymore. And from what I can see in life, it's not taught in the household, a lot of households. Not saying not every parent is, but in a lot of households, our kids are not learning basic principles. They're not learning biblical principles, and all these principles are needed. Now, I have to give an accolade to Duval County because I did hear, I don't know if it's this school term coming up or next year, but they're going to begin teaching. I'm going to say financial course because I don't remember the name of it, but they're going to begin to teach our young people how to balance checkbooks, do budgets, and I think that is wonderful. So kudos to Duval County and anybody else if you're doing it. But as I work and network with different people with my niche of trying to assist young men to overcome obstacles to build their best lives, I find more and more are struggling without that father figure. And I guess you say, well, just now you said it was the king, the father's responsibility. Yes, it is. But if they don't show up and do what they're supposed to do, we just throw those young men away? No, we don't. We have to find other people to step up and assist. But dads, and please, please, please share this video with anyone that you think that could value this information, that needs this information. But you know, your son or your prince doesn't need to have to explain why you never show up for anything. It gives a child low self-esteem when they go to different events and their father's never there. Everybody else's father's there, but theirs. Or, you know, they may have a father and son dinner. Your son has to go alone. Man, where's your dad? Now, I don't know where your dad is, but your dad could be incarcerated. You may not know where your dad is. Your dad could be an alcoholic, addicted to drugs. We don't know, or he just don't want to get involved. But dads, do you want to be a king? Do you want to see your son successful? You see, they always remark when our young men beat the obstacles and, you know, they beat the odds and some type of way they make it to the NBA or the NFL and they're up there and they say, and thanks mom. And critics want to say, well, why are they always thanking their moms? Because a lot of times that is all they had, their moms. Their moms was there to stick behind them and push them to do what they needed to get done. But then the next couple of years, when those dollars start rolling in, you'll see those dads that they hadn't seen in years and years and years. You can show up then. Show up now. They need you now. So prevent your son, your prince, from having to always try to explain why you're not there. Number 2, why is it that your son needs to explain to someone he doesn't know how to tie a tie? It's not his fault. His mom never had to tie a tie. If you're not around and he has to go to a church to well, he can go to church without dressing up, but some events you need a shirt and tie. He may be going to a dinner, a prom, or whatever, and you're the mom that has to go to church and ask Deacon so and so, "Excuse me, can you tie my son's tie?" Every Sunday, "Can you tie my son's tie?" I got tired of that. I learned how to tie a tie, so I can tie a tie. So I didn't have to ask anyone else to tie my son's tie. I did it. Okay? But where was the king? The queen had to do it. We need our kings. Number 3, they shouldn't have to explain why you don't show up to any school meetings, any extracurricular activities, or any sports events. The dad's there, they're cheering on their sons, they're so happy, they're working in the food truck, or selling booster tickets, whatever. Man, where's your dad? I never see your dad. You have a dad? So that's going to make your son do what? Either lie and say, "Well, yes, my dad's working. My dad works at night." Or just feel bad not saying anything. But again, people wonder why there is so much low self-esteem, so many suicides among our young people, and so many mental health situations going on now. Because when we make our children feel that they're less than, you don't know what is going on in their minds. Did my dad leave because I was a bad person? Does my dad not come around because he doesn't love me? Is something wrong with me? Why is it that my dad didn't attend my graduation? Why? Kings, step up. We need you. Our princes need you. Number 4, they don't need to make a hiccup in life because either you weren't around to have that crucial conversation sooner rather than later about reproductive process, celibacy, and how to avoid contracting incurable diseases. Mom can do it, but kings, you man, you should want to step up and talk to your princes. Explain to them their bodies are precious as well as female bodies. They need to take care of their bodies, starting with hygiene. They need to know about how the reproduction cycle works. They need to know that celibacy is not taboo. It's not a myth. It's okay. They don't have to be trying to get notches in their belts. They don't have to be getting babies that they're going to either have to drop out of school and take care of. Mom's got another mouth she has to feed now because the child didn't have a job, haven't finished school. So dads, where are you? Where are you? We need critical conversations had with our princes. They're not going to just know. They may hear something here or there, but do they know the facts? Sometimes, even with females, parents don't want to have those conversations. So they don't tell you A to Z, a 1 to 10. They just tell you these fairy tales or whatever. And then when you have a hiccup, then it's your fault. But parents, I'm talking to the McCains today. You want to be a king, step up and talk to your sons. Today is the first day of the rest of their lives. They don't have to make mistakes when they have someone that can talk to them and explain things and help them to understand basic principles and how it is far better for them to put off certain things until they finish school. They can take care of themselves. You can't take care of anybody else if you can't take care of yourself. So come on, kings, step up. We need you. Number 5, they should not be out there holding down the corners, trying to make money to help mom with the household because you aren't doing your part. I'm not there. I'm not going to get a regular job because I don't want to pay child support. I don't want to give my old kids, I got a new family, I don't want to give those other kids anything. So you're not there financially. So then they are doing what they think everybody says easy, they don't think about, I can go to UPS, I can go to Amazon. There are a lot of jobs, hospitals that have part-time positions and different shifts that they can work and still go to school. They just hear because they don't have an authoritative figure to explain to them, this is what you need to do. This is how you do it. This is what you should not do. And show them the right way. Because this millennials and Generation Y, you don't tell them and then you do something else. They do what they see you do. So you have to step up and do better for them to do better. So you can't be out there on the corner and expect them not to. But we need you to step up and do your part so they don't have to. They don't need to hear their friends say, man, you can make $500 in one night. Man, just get out there on the corner. We don't want our young men doing that. We don't want our young men joining gangs so they can think that they have control. They no longer have low self-esteem. They have courage. They can be more assertive. We don't need that. There's enough of that out there. We need you kings to step up. Please step up. So kings, come on. Where are you? Where is your prince? I hope that when you share this, there's somebody that can say, oh, wow, that's me. She talking about me. Where am I? Remember that child that you helped produce 10 years ago? Do you know where they are? Do you know how they're eating? Do you know what side of town they live on? Do you know if they have decent shoes to wear to school? Where are you? Are they on the corners showing their underwear? Riding in a car, being stopped for no reason? Stealing a candy bar, a bag of chips? Not because they're bad, but because they're hungry. And they know the little bit of food that mom has, they want it to go to their siblings. So they rather try to take a break, a chance, and steal something to eat. Where are you when it's time for them to take that beautiful young lady to the prom? Now she's wearing $1,000 gown, her nails, her hair, her makeup. Woo, she look like she just stepped out of Vogue or Essence. Your son that doesn't have a role model, he doesn't know where his king is. He drives up, no corsage, no flowers, sits there in his whip and blows the horn. He just starts blowing the horn. But it's not his fault. He hasn't been taught that he is supposed to respectfully buy her a wrist massage or a corsage or a flower or something. Get out, go to the door. Her parents probably want to take pictures. And then, as they walk back out to the car, he opens the car door. But no one has taught him that. Kings, where are you? As an example, now your prince, Lamar, is an A student, captain of the basketball team. He has never given his mother any trouble, although you walked out 5 years ago and haven't looked back. His mom has done all she can, and he never gives her any trouble. Now, there are rumors that he will be the valedictorian this year. And he has already received several basketball scholarship offers. Wow. How amazing is that? Now, Lamar is merely waiting for draft day. He's worked hard. He's let those obstacles fall off his back. He's been doing what he needed to do to survive the right way. Now, he decided that he wasn't going to go anywhere for spring break like the rest of the kids because he has some loose ends that he wanted to tie up to ensure that his senior year ended smoothly. He didn't want any bumps in the road. So one day during spring break, Lamar happens to go outside. At the same time, an old grade school friend is passing by the house. The old friend stops and inquires, "Hey, what's up, dog? I haven't seen you in so many years. What's up? What's up?" "Hey, man, just hanging. Just doing my thing." "Man, me and my boys, we getting ready to go to a flick. Don't you want to ride out with us?" Well, when Lamar knew his friend, they were in grade school. He was a good kid. "Oh, I have to go ask my mom's." So he goes in and he asks his mom, you remember Greg that I was in fourth grade with? "Oh, yes, 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 yes." But he's outside, him and a couple of his friends, and they want to know if I can go see a movie with them. "Oh, sure." Because, okay, from what Lamar's mom remembers, this Greg was a nice young man. She knows her son has great ethics. He's a good child. So, what's a movie gonna hurt? He never goes anywhere. "Sure, go ahead. Just be safe, and I'll be looking for you around 12 o'clock. All right, so they get in the car and leave. Guess what? Unfortunately for Lamar, his old friend has had a few drinks. One of the other guys has a gun. And the third dude has enough opioids to set up shop. Unfortunately for Lamar. So, they're talking, music up loud, having a good time. Greg runs a red light. Yes, of course. And they get pulled over because somebody was probably watching them anyway. But they get pulled over. He ran the red light. They should get stopped. But guess what? We all know how it probably ended, right? One was driving while drinking. One had a gun. One had drugs. One was just there with some people he hadn't seen in years. Now, either they were going to be throwing things around in the car, or they're going to blame the new guy when they get them separated. But what? They're all going down. But King, had you been in place to teach your son that unless you really know someone, you know their character, you know who they hang with, what they do, their habits, you don't just get in a car with them and go somewhere. Someone you haven't seen in years and years. But Lamar didn't know because his king has not been around for years. Now, if things go like they normally would go, bye-bye scholarship, because they all gonna get some time. Sure, if it was his first offense, but if people in the car don't tell the truth, there's a gun involved, drugs involved, and somebody has some alcohol. So his entire life can be ruined by that one incident because his king has not been there to instill certain basic principles in his prince's life. Kings, we need you to step up. Please, please, please. You know, I could go on and on with different scenarios or saying what's not being done, but I don't have that type time today. I know people have to go, but I do want to get this message out that we need more of our kings, not just while they are, little babies and they're so cute, but as they get older, they need you to show them how to tie their shoes, and how to show them how to tie a tie, teach them basic principles, what not to do and it's okay to do as they get older and begin driving and riding in cars and being in the right place at the wrong time with the wrong people, what type of associations they need in their lives, how to be trustworthy, how to get your credibility or your reputation and keep it. We need you, kings. Now, as I talk about kings, and we know when we think about kings, we probably think about kings from the Bible. But another tidbit I do want to leave with you is we all know King David, and he had his issues. But when he got his life together, he was one of the greatest kings and one of the greatest followers of God that there was. And he tried to raise his son, Solomon, to be good and trustworthy and ethical. But then you had other people, and I'm saying king because I had to have a topic, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a king. It doesn't have to be a priest, just a father. But even in the Bible, we remember Eli. Now, Eli had two sons. They were the two worst young men that was. I mean, they even had a name for them. I believe it was Belize, which meant wicked. They were just wicked and worthless. No matter what Eli did, they didn't want to do right. They were just going to do wrong. But Eli had those qualities of a man. He was trustworthy, dependable, honest. He loved the Lord. And so God used him to help someone else. So when Hannah had her baby, she dedicated him to the Lord. So she took her baby to Eli to raise for God. And Eli did just that. So he had an opportunity as a mentor, authoritative figure, what have you, but to step in the gap and to do something. So our princes may have kings that have walked away, but we have a lot of men that have nothing to do, a lot of extra time, and you have those traits. You're dependable, trustworthy, honest, a Christian, you're a man of your word, you love people, you're kind, you know biblical principles, you know basic principles. You can help some of these princes step up. Don't be selfish. Use some of your character traits to help them. If you have the time, use that willing heart to help some of our young men. Because believe it or not, you may not hear them, but I can. A lot of our young men are crying out for help. They don't want to do some of the things that they're doing. Sometimes they get in situations and they don't know how to get out. They want to be helped. And I'm going to do everything that I can to help them. So if you're out there and you can you help them as well? Stand in the gap for our young men. Because guess what? Our young men need you, and yes, you. So please help a young man. Don't look at him and look down on him and say, oh, that's a horrible something right there. Look at that thud. Just on the corner for nothing. Don't do that. Step up and give them a hand. Help them up. Help them to build their best lives. Thank you so much for listening to me today. I hope that you enjoyed this segment of Kings, the last one in a series of family, friends, and foes. And I am so serious that we need men willing to step up and help our young men. So please, please, please share this video with others so that they can have the opportunity to assist young men to build their best lives, to get off the corner, to learn how to be respectful, to learn how to think before they act. Don't just react out of situations. And I would appreciate it just so much. So please join me on Saturday, April 2nd. My topic is going to be building strong relationships. Building strong relationships. It is building, improving, and disconnecting relationships. So building strong relationships. But I thank you so much for tuning in today. Please visit my website, www.buildyourbestlife.org. There you will be able on the home page to go down to the bottom and click on any of the social media icons, and it will take you directly to my social media pages. You can read my blog that comes out on each Monday. You can read more about Build Your Best Life. You can read more about me. You can also visit my store where it shows all of the services that I offer, which is consultations, coaching, speaking, webinar speaking, and my book that I wrote, Build Your Best Life. You can get your autographed copy. I have them in stock, so it will not take you long to get it. On the other hand, if you like Kindle books, you prefer to have a Kindle, then Amazon.com does have my book as well. And it's just Build Your Best Life by Deborah D. Smith. So again, thank you so much for tuning in today. And please share this on your pages. Share it directly with someone else that can benefit from this message. You know, your life is what you make of it. Follow my basic principles and begin to build your best life, not tomorrow, not next month, not next year, but right now. And gear up, put it on your calendars. My annual Mothers and Sons seminar is coming up in May. It's going to be May 2nd through May 5th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time each night. And this year we're going to have mothers and sons together engaging. So look forward to that. But again, thank you so much for tuning in on this Thursday evening, because you could have been doing anything else. Remember, building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan. It's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed. Stay safe. Stay dry. It's storming out there. Love you. Bye-bye. See you Saturday, 9:30 a.m.